Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about trance moment, connection to source, how to connect with this magic, how to see and feel it all the time. What people of modern society get pushed away from is exactly this connection with source, connection with the world. We get so much caught up in our dramas, in our day-to-day activities. We act like a robot, like machines. We have to constantly, be in the rush, in the run, and we just forget the fact that we are animal, and we should behave very differently. Now, because we grow up in this matrix, this is what they wanted you. They wanted you to focus on the material, they wanted you to focus on the logical, on keeping up the schedule, on running, on stressing. This is what they wanted you to do. The key to go back, connect with source really easy, is actually going back to be like a child. When we were little, we were still pure. Society still didn't changed us. And if you observe a baby, what do? They almost look drunk. They look around and they get completely mesmerized by everything that they see. When it's time to play, they have a really strong imagination, so they just imagine and they just focus on what is their game, their story. Baby do not need much to be entertained. They get easily mesmerized from the stuff that they see, and if they don't get mesmerized enough, they just add some stuff with their imagination. Is exactly this what is missing, this imagination, this visualization, and this ability of literally being enchanted and being mesmerized by everyday things. That's why when I talk about alchemy, is strongly related to that, because the real alchemists are able to see the magic and the potential in every small thing. So like a baby do, and for them the world is really interesting. When we grow up, we lose this connection with this inner child, and we become really serious and full of responsibility. That is something that really keeps you away from the connection with source. When people ask me, how you connect with source, how do you read the sign, how spirit communicate with me, the more my heart is innocent, the more sign I receive. People often think that intuition, or this connection with source, it grows with time, but in reality the real intuition, the real connection with source, you have it when you claim you're innocent, when you are innocent in your heart. It means that you don't have bad intention for anyone. You have in your heart the highest good for you and everyone else. When you come from a place of innocence, intuition and signs and connection with nature become more easy. If you are a toxic person, if you have toxic behavior, if you are full of demons, intuition doesn't really intuition would not exactly manifest to you. A pure heart is what is very good. Pure heart, pure intention, and that the eyes of a child. So another exercise that I often recommend to people is to put some music that doesn't have lyrics. Is better some drums, or some, I don't know, guitar, bass or something, and create your sacred space. We forgot what does it mean to let yourself go, to let yourself just be. So everyone has such different technique, and you can be creative, and there is not wrong or right. I suggest you literally to put some music, more just let yourself go. Do those like the most weirdest movement that you could possibly feel to do. Don't be afraid to look awkward. You know, in some of my trance moment, I literally look like something is seriously wrong with me, you know. I had many trance moments in which I was dancing in really weird way, but it was almost like a choreographic uh, set of steps, which I don't have idea where they come from or why I knew them in certain way, in certain there. Um, I was, you know, in this moment I let my brain completely switch off. There is no thought, there are nothing. I'm not even thinking. I'm just observing and feeling my body moving. And sometimes you realize that the movement that your body does, they're really not that random. You learn to let them go. You learn to become observant of them and not judging them and not stopping them. Just let your body flow with it. I realized many times that I was cleaning certain part of my body in which there were an accumulation of negative energy or a simply stagnant energy. So sometimes it's the body that literally tell you this. You know, you drop on the floor with some music and some candle, and you start simply to move. You let yourself go, whatever is the feeling, whatever is the movement, whatever is what you're calling to do, even if it's funny, even if it's weird, even if it's almost scary. Um, Whatever, just let yourself flow into this. And if you carry on doing it every day, or anyway whenever you feel like, as often as you can, you will start to realize that you actually enjoy let your body lose completely control. You're not thinking about it, you're not even thinking, you're just observing what is coming out. That is a good way to start to feel the magic. Because at some point you will feel that room that you are in with the candle and with the incense. You will feel the atmosphere is like dense, is almost the color that I see it is orangey red, sometimes it's purple, but it can be also other color. But what I mean is that you will start to feel like a density around you, a density in a density of mystery, a density of power. And yeah, so I truly recommend you to start to do this. Call it your trance moment. I have my ones. You know, I had all sort of in which happened all sort of stuff, but they were fundamental for me to connect with source. Connecting with source is also good to do it in nature. You sit down and you just observations of elements, observation of that feeling that is different compared when you are sitting in the office, or different compared when you're taking a bus. The sensation that you have when you sit in nature, when you look at one bird that is flying on top of you, when you look at a leaf that is just falling on the ground, when you are able for real to see the magic and to feel the change that there is, like you feel connecting. You don't feel anymore like a machine that is doing things and is stressed out. You feel like you're part of it, you're part of that nature, in the same way there is a tree there that is breathing and then just looking and just being and moving their branch and their leaf. You can feel the same. You will feel difference when you are able to select and to recognize that difference, that connection. If you manage to recognize when it's happening, you are conquering the power. But if your mind is often off track, you know, thinking about worries, stress, routines or appointments or duty, it's very difficult to connect with this very strong energy that we have all around us. That's why I'm also, I will start soon to do some podcasts to guide you guys in some of peace of mind up here, because without that peace of mind you are not able to perceive all those little things. You are just not able to perceive them. Many people have difficulties on meditation, and I have difficulties myself with meditation. Instead of forcing yourself to silence the mind, I push people to focus on listening and scanning. So you will have a range of stuff that you will be able to listen and scan according to where you are. So you will just focusing on receiving the music, focusing on what you feel, focusing on let your body free, let your body express, let your body move, let your body shake off things as well. In this way you will simply start to recognize what are the signs that make you feel in contact with source. And the more you increase it, the more you increase your ability to be receptive and to be like an antenna, the more communication, the more signs source will give you. Don't judge yourself when you go in those trance moments, because I've been doing some crazy stuff while I was in trance moment. I mean, it's something that happens to me towards all my life, so I'm quite used to. But just saying, don't be afraid if you literally start to do something weird, because when you learn to let yourself go completely, sometimes the body is even able to exorcise demons by itself, which I will make another video about that. During my trance moment I had many demons, many anxieties, many stuff just leaving my body because I was letting my body free. Sometimes even spirits took over my body, or actually I danced with a spirit once and still didn't completely figure it out. But it's beautiful to learn how to create your own rhythm, your own sacred space. You know, you are your own teacher. You just need to explore yourself. You need to explore what your body likes. What do you like to do? You know, if you were a child and you are closed in a room, the child does not have any issue of spending time. He will put music, he will play with toys, and he will fantasize, he will visualize. This is his world. This is how he charges himself. This is how he manifests things that are not there. And if a child is able to do it, just because society brainwashed us, we still have our inner child inside us. We need to find out what happened to it, find out if it's still alive, what does he want to do, how he likes to learn, how he likes to visualize, and just bring it out again, bring it back into life. We cannot only consider ourselves as like a boring adult full of responsibility. We still have an inner child, part of us that needs to be brought up in surface, because that is the best moment in which we were mystical being. We were not brainwashed in that moment. We were pure, we were young, our eyes was full of love, nobody hurt us yet, and we were mesmerized by everything, and we could make up everything we wanted to, you know, like our imagination was just amazing. And it's good for us to bring back this process and learn how to manifest it again. So thank you for watching, guys. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you had any result, if something crazy came out after you try this trance moment, which is something that works for me. And If you would like, guys, me to share what happened in my trance moment, which I had many. I'm actually very silly that I never wrote them down, but I have a few stories which I can tell you about my trance moment, and yeah, let me know.